Hello anyone, everyone, and no one. Welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can take this. Come on guys, please spawn for me. Come on, please, spawn. Your all's timing sucks. Thank you! How you can take this, a blaze spawner, and turn it into an actual mob farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Recently, I built a double blaze spawner on Truly Bedrock, and I recorded me building the first one in the form of a tutorial. Now, I've never done anything like that, and it's going to be totally different, but one of the biggest things that I have up against tutorials is they don't show any practical way to do them. So, that's what this tutorial here today is going to be. It is going to be a tutorial of me building something in survival, and that happens to be a blaze farm. Now, a rough list of ingredients that you will need for this build are as follows in this chest. A couple stacks of redstone, 4 or 5 stacks of glass, observer, lava bucket, handful of repeaters, a comparator, some redstone torches, about a stack of sticky or regular pistons, hopper, chest, levers, iron trap door. I recommend the scaffolding. You can use whatever you want to do this, and a few stacks of building blocks. The numbers are going to vary depending on what you do. Now, I've already, in the recording, prepped the area to build the spawner, so this is going to be a little bit interesting. Let's jump straight into the tutorial on how to build this in survival. Now, obviously, one of the first things you want to do here is prep the area. Now, I've mined away all the bridges and everything away from these 2 blaze spawners, but we're only going to be focused on this one right now. Now, I've disabled the spawners by adding sea lanterns all the way around, so nothing can spawn. It actually emits a high enough light level that it actually shuts it down, and it will work with glowstone as well. But a couple things that we need to cover first as we're going to go through this. One of the first things we need to cover is that on Bedrock Edition, spawners don't work quite the same as in Java Edition. Right? I'm not talking about cooldown or anything like that. I'm talking about the radius in which mobs spawn. So if we go out literally from the spawner here, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, that is as far out as they spawn on each side. Typical, 9. But Java Edition, they will spawn all the way out into that area out there that I'm looking at. That's not the case for Bedrock Edition. Bedrock Edition, the mobs will not spawn out here. They will only spawn in this little bitty pyramid area right here. Pyramid, diagonal, whatever you want to call it. Words, I can't think of the words. What are my words? But no, they will not spawn outside of this area over here. Now, they could spawn all up in here in the middle, but not out there. So there's no point in building a farm any bigger than needs to be for Bedrock Edition, and that's what we're going to do here. We're actually going to build our farm within this radius here. Alright, so now that we know that, one of the first things we can do here is literally pick a side, any side that you want, and go out 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th block, you're going to put in a temporary block, another temporary block after that, remove that one that I'm trying to remove with my shovel, and place in a piston right there. That's your first piston in. You can literally, if you wanted to, at the same time, do the same thing to the other side over here. Or you can wait and do the other side after the fact. Next, after you've got that block in place, you want to come down underneath of it. You want to put a temporary block there, another piston there, temporary block, piston, temporary block, piston to get that all situated out. And after you've got your last one in, you can switch over to your glass, come back here, and under each of those temporary blocks, go ahead and put in a piece of glass. And boom, there's all that in. You can go ahead and remove your temporary blocks out of there now. After your temporary blocks are removed and out of the way, you want to come down, not your first one, your second level of glass, add another piece there. Next layer, 2 more. Next layer is 3 more. Just like that. Then quickly swing over here to the other side and do the same thing. So 1, 2, and 3. Now from here, you want to go ahead and grab out your redstone dust. Go ahead and jump up here and literally put a dust there. Dust, 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 and so on and so forth. Every piece of glass here gets covered in some dust. After you've got all your dust in place, next thing on the list, piston beside that one, 2 pistons beside that one, and of course 3 pistons beside that. Quickly jump over here to the other side, piston, 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 wrong way, piston, piston. Now once you've got that in on that side, you can quickly jump over here to the other side. Same process, once again, temporary block, piston, temporary block, piston, and of course I'm still not in the right spot. Can we get that? Temporary block, piston. Then, just like on the other side, underneath of our temporary block, we go ahead and get our glass blocks in place. And of course, just like on the other side, once we get our glass blocks in place, we can go ahead and remove that, that, and that one there. Then we go ahead and switch over to our glass and do the same thing. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And repeat that for the other side. And just like with the other side, once you get all that in place, go ahead and place redstone on every piece of glass that you just placed in there. And just like with the other side, after the redstone's in place, piston, piston, piston. I think you're getting where this is going. So repeat this on both sides again. Now at this point, you should have a monstrosity. It looks about like this. 1, 3, 5, 7 pistons on one side, same on the other. 4 blocks out. From here, we're going to go ahead and grab our glass once again. We're going to jump over to this piston here, and we're going to go up 2 blocks. Now, literally from here, that piston there, bring it up even with this one, and so on and so forth. So this one, we go ahead and bring it all the way up to that one, and then the same with this one right here. What we're doing here is we're isolating the area of where the blazes cannot get out of the farm. So do this for this side here and that side there. Boom and boom. Next on the agenda here, go ahead and hop down here on one side here. Now we're going to reach back here, right back about there, and we're going to try to get a block on that right there. So we got a temporary block there. Next, simply run glass all the way down the front of these bottom 7 pistons. And once you've got that done, simply just hop over here to the other side. Now we've already still got a block right there, so we're going to go ahead and get our glass all the way in front of these 7 right here as well. While we're right here, next on the list, we want to go ahead and put a piston in right there. And we can do the same thing on the other side right here. From here, we're going to need our temporary blocks once again, so we'll put a temporary block right there, not there. And from there, put one more piston on top of that. Come up here, put another temporary block behind this right here, and another piston right there. So we got 3 up top. Now we still got 1 more to go down here, which we will get to in just a second. But since you've got these 3 in, go ahead and do the same thing on this other side over here. So literally, temporary block, piston, temporary block, which I can't seem to get to, and then piston. Next, you're going to want to move down underneath of the farm for just a little bit. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely love scaffolding for builds like this, because you can literally pillar up, set it out 4 blocks away from you, and give you plenty of area to work with. So next, we're going to grab our glass again. We're going to go ahead and put glass under all of these right here. So these center 5. Next, we're going to grab another piston, and that piston is going to go right about there. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our glass again. So underneath of our temporary blocks, we're going to put glass under all these. Now this back one back here, we do not have the temporary block set, so we're just going to put that right there. Now you can simply remove those temporary blocks, add in your last piece of glass right there, and then simply just put redstone. Where's our redstone? There's our redstone. We're going to come back up here and we're going to put redstone on top of all of these right here. Now I've extended my scaffolding out. I've added in another pillar so that we can do this side over here. So same thing, piston, we're going to go ahead and grab another temporary block just to make this a little bit easier for ourselves. Grab our glass, and underneath of each of the temporary blocks right there, go ahead and put in a piece of glass, same as the other side here. Behind that one there, we'll go ahead and get our piece of glass in, then simply remove all of our temporary blocks. From there, just look at the back of the piston, if I can get close enough, and redstone, 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 redstone. That is the bulk of our redstone in place now. Now, after adding in the redstone on that side, we've got the redstone on this side, we've got both of the other sides wired in. We're pretty much done here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch back to our glass. We're going to put a piece of glass there. We're going to put a piece of glass right there. Another piece right there. And at this point, we want to get a sign. So we are going to put a sign right in the middle right there. After we've got our sign in, like I said, that's going to allow for the lava to be stopped, which will shut off this whole farm when you turn it off. Because you don't want the lava pouring out to the bottom, down to the area where you're killing the blazes. So, sign in place, go ahead and grab our glass once again, and just block that area off there totally. And glass there, there, and there as well. From here, coming down in the center of the farm here, right below that sign, you can see the sign is placed right there. I'm on the opposite side of it. We're just going to literally bring this chamber all the way down. This will be our drop chute where our blazes actually fall down from. And we've brought the tube all the way down, and I went ahead and only left a one high gap right now, so nothing could get out if something does happen to spawn. Next, we're going to pick which side that we want our clock to be on. Now, because I'm going to be doing two of these close together, I want them to run off of the same clock. So my clock is literally going to go right up here behind this piston here. So let's get up there. So now that we've determined where we want our clock to go, we're going to go ahead and place in a block right behind this back piston right here. This block is going to stay, so you might want to make it something that you want. So from there, go out one, up one, and you can remove that block there. From here, I've got to get over there now. So scaffolding, please help. Once you've gotten over here, so you got your redstone right here, and we might as well go ahead and do this properly as we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to grab a repeater and put it right there. From here, let's grab out another temporary block to place there. Let's grab an observer and face it straight into that block there. Now that temporary block you can get rid of if you can reach around there and get it, so we'll knock that out of the way. After we have our observer in place, next we want to swing back around here to this side here. We want to put in a temporary block there, and building block of choice right there. You can go ahead and remove those temporary blocks. You do not need them. From here, you can come out with a block, up with a block, and then come over here to the side, block, 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 up. Up only once, not twice. From there, we're literally going to come over here to the other side, come out one additional block, and up. Same thing on this side, out one additional block, add one more to that list, and then come up. And this is pretty much the premise of your clock set up in place now. Now what we need to do is go ahead and each of these gaps, put a repeater in, put it on a 4-tick delay. Same with this one right here, repeater, 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 one more, all on 4-tick delays. From here, it looks like I actually busted a block that I did not need to bust a while ago. So we'll go ahead and put that back in place. From here, you want to grab a redstone torch, which I have right here, and place this right there, which will activate this clock. Now, this whole thing should look something in the lines of this right here. Pretty simple, just a simple clock. After we've got that all in place, if you were Mr. Derpy Face like me, you would go ahead and put your repeater back in there. No delay on it. Switch over to your redstone dust on top of the observer, one, and one right there. Now, as you can see, this part of the farm has started firing off. Now, of course, the signal can't reach the rest of the farm yet because we have not wired everything up. So literally, if we come right here, grab glass, 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 and then put our redstone, redstone, and redstone, as you can see, this whole side of the farm is now live. Now, to get the other side live, we got to swing over to the other side here. After you have swung over to the other side here, go ahead and do the same thing. Glass, glass, glass. Go ahead and jump up here, grab your redstone dust and redstone dust. Redstone dust, and the one right here in the middle, we want to put down a repeater, which I've seemed to have lost once again. We're going to put a repeater right here on 4-tick delay. Reason we're doing that is we don't want both sides, we don't want all the pistons firing at once. We want to try to reduce some lag, if at all possible. From here, you might want to actually disable this again for just a second to do the next part. We're going to take that repeater out. We're going to come over here because we need to get power to this side over here. So simply from here, we are going to come down, put glass right there, glass there, and glass there, and go ahead and bring our redstone dust all the way over. After we've got that in place, we simply just run back over here to the other side, put our repeater in, add back in our delay, and everything is good to go. After you've gotten all that in place, you should end up with something just about like this. You got a glass chamber with a bunch of pistons. Alright, from here, choose the side with your clock and go ahead at this spot right here, come out 3 additional blocks. 3? Is that right? I gotta think. No, come out 2 additional blocks. From there, we are going to grab a redstone torch. We're going to place that right there. And if we just hop right over here, we can put this piston right here. Now, from there, we're going to go ahead and switch back to our glass. Yep, I already got my glass out here. And we are going to come up on top of this piston and just walk all the way around this right here. And boom, that is all covered up and good to go. Now, from here, you can literally just go ahead and come out and go ahead and encase the top of your farm. Now you could encase this in whatever block you want. I like to do this in glass because I like to be able to see what is going on in my farm at all times. So yeah, time to close it all up. After you've got your roof completely on this thing, next on the list here is grab your lava bucket and put it right there. Now if you're worried about falling in there, you can just go ahead and cover that top bed up right there. And give me back my piece of glass. And next on the list would be to add in our redstone right here. So literally grab our redstone and bring it over. Boop, boop, boop. And after that dust is in place, we're going to come down here and we're going to go ahead and put our switch in to kill the farm. So what we are going to do is we are going to put a solid block right here. And we are going to grab a lever. Here, Mr. Lever. Put that right there and flip that thing off. Now what that's going to do is it's going to shut off the torch that we're going to place right there. So when you actually kick this on, it will lock all the pistons in place. Now we also want, when that kicks on, to actually flood the place with lava. So what we are going to do is we are going to continue this system on up. So we are going to put another block on top of that. Another torch on top of that block right there. Another block on top of that torch. Can we do it? Yes. And then we're going to put a torch right there on the side, followed up by another block up there. Now I need to get back up there. Scaffolding, help, please. And from here, we just add in a simple redstone dust there. So now what we should get, if I just hop on down here, is when we actually flip this switch, we're going to shut everything off. And we're going to cover the spawner in lava, of course, after we remove our light sources. And when we flip it back on, lava goes off, and then all the pistons start working once again. So I guess the next thing on the list is to literally remove the sea lanterns, which is not always a fun aspect. As I said before, it could be sea lanterns, it could be glowstone, it could be, yeah, but I don't look forward to this part right here because I have died numerous times attempting this. And there's honestly not going to be any safe way for me to tell you to do this. So literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust in and try to bust all of those before they decide to spawn and eat my face. Nope, 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 nope. Haha, you thought you were going to get me, didn't you? So now let's actually test this system to make sure that it actually shuts off as intended. So if we come down here, are you going to go down the hole? Because I want to shut you off at the right time. And we dispense the lava. We shut the pistons off. Lava gets stopped by the suns. We got blazes where they need to be and blazes not where they don't need to be. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, last thing on the list right here that I want to do for this part of the farm is I want to move this switch down there. Now, as you can see, I've added in a bunch of temporary blocks along with solid blocks. Now, what I want to do is I want to literally grab this lever here. I want to remove it. I want to grab some torches. Can I have some torches, please? And we're going to put a torch there. We're going to put a torch there. And we're going to continue to walk this down. Everywhere I put in a temporary block, I want to remove it and put a torch in its place. Now, the key to this thing is at the very bottom here, we want our very bottom block, the torch, to be active, which it is, which actually kills the farm right now. So literally, if we put a lever there, flip that lever, our whole farm should go live. Pistons are going, lava is slowly going away, and this thing is pretty much set up to go. I mean, you can literally go ahead and grab your sword now and come up here and hopefully not get shot. Am I going to get shot in the face? No. And you could just sit and grind away. Now, of course, this works. There's nothing wrong with this. This is a tried and true method that has worked forever. But we're going to take this a step further. And by sprucing this thing up a little bit, what I actually mean here is we're going to add a trident killer into this thing so that we can collect some XP and still get the drops all while we're AFK. Alright, now what we're going to do here first is we're going to eliminate some of this glass out of here because I want to use solid blocks here so that I do not get killed by escaping guys. Alright, so we're going to grab our solid blocks here, and what we're going to do is we're literally going to put that there, that there, that there. So next on the list, after we've got solid blocks in place on the sides here, I want to go ahead and get a collection chest set up, and we want to put hopper going right into the back of this thing right here. And something doesn't quite look right. What doesn't look right? Oh, need that glass block back. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn this into a double chest. We'll go ahead and feed an extra hopper into this, like right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and box all this up because we don't want no escapees during said execution of said prisoners. Now let's see, next I have this area spawn proof, so I want to remove some of these slabs here. So let me get them out of the way. Next we want to add in our trident killer. So after we've got our hoppers in place, our chest, built up an area around here to place some redstone, we are going to put a piston there, a piston there, and we are going to put an iron trap door right there. From there, come over to this piston over here, add in a repeater, put a few blocks down to have something to work with, another block right there, and we're going to add in our lever right there. From there, I did not clear out enough area for what I need to do, so I need to add back in a few more blocks. Next, we are going to switch over to our comparator. Put a comparator there, in subtract mode, and we have no redstone dust. Redstone dust crisis averted. So now, redstone, redstone, redstone. And just to make sure that this is working, that piston is firing, and of course that one over there is not. So from here, we're just going to simply wrap this around, and we're going to get this redstone all the way over to this piston right here. Which, I did something wrong. No, I did not. I did not account for realm lag. So let's literally put that on 2 ticks. And that is now working. So if we flip this thing off, and you please get on the other side, what we want to do now is grab our trident. We want to aim our trident right about, not at the chest, aim it right at the front of the trapdoor there, throw our trident, and we want to go ahead and turn the mob farm back on. And now, if I literally flip this switch, and we just sit here and wait, as the blazes come down, they will automatically get killed, and we will collect some free experience from it. Derpage mode aside, I made a mistake there that we need to correct real quick. What I did wrong here, I forgot that experience will get caught in hoppers. So what we want to do is literally break that piston, move this redstone dust out, move it out just like so, re-grab our piston, place it an additional block that way, grab us an additional trapdoor, and hey, you all, please put the additional trapdoor right there. So now, if I did that correctly, the experience should not get caught in hoppers now. So let's actually put this to the test, shall we? Now if we grab our trident, aim it at that iron trapdoor right there, throw out our trident, and now let it get to work for us, we should start actually getting the experience from this. Now that just about wraps up the redstone tutorial part of this build. But I ended up building this thing in creative, obviously at first, before I actually built it on Truly Bedrock. And the version that I built on Truly Bedrock, let's face it, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world. So I ended up contacting a friend of mine, a buddy that I've played Minecraft with for quite a while before Truly Bedrock, and I asked him if he would be interested in building something that would look good to hide this farm. And as you can see from this time lapse here, he agreed to do this. Now, any good redstone build and or mechanical build or farm also needs to look aesthetically pleasing. And if you can take a look here at what is going on, he has definitely made this thing look better than what I have done on Truly Bedrock. It looks like he is using quartz, gold blocks, red nether brick, oh man, all kinds of things. But that's something else too, you know, it's not all just the mechanical side. But saying that, now I'm really going to have to go quartz mining, and I am going to have to do another wart farm. And I hope there is not 15 other things that he uses in here that I'm going to have to farm. But at the same time, if he does, that just means I get to make more farms. Alright, well let's actually take a look at what he has done here. And this thing actually does look really nice. I like this. Now I'm going to have to go get a ton of quartz. And what's he got up here? He has got some white concrete. Oh, don't be terracotta. It's terracotta. I have no clue where the mesa is. No clue at all. And of course it's red nether brick. It would have to be red nether brick. But just a couple little tweaks to the redstone and everything still works fine. I mean, it's perfectly fine. But man, I really like this. I'm so gonna have to build this now. But as I was just about to say, I think that's just about where I'm going to wrap up today's tutorial. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye. Uh-oh, did I just break something? Uh-oh.